The Phillies lineup in just 7 meetings this season has seen a surplus of Mets pitching, enough to last a whole season. Each night, the New York starters have taken the mound and delivered with consistency and dominance matchup after matchup. Game 2 of the series at Citi Field doesn't get any easier, with the youthful DeGrom grabbing the ball. Well, that's a keeper right there. A young fan not only brought the Ryan Howard card to the game, but he got the card signed by Ryan. There's Severino Gonzalez meeting some friends, and Mr. Met. Yeah, high five, low five, and then a whack to the head. Phillies fans settling in for Game 2 of this 3-game series. This road trip winding down here at Citi Field in New York. All right, so the storyline so far in the season series between the Phillies and the Mets, it's been a little bit about the offense for the Mets, but really it's been about their pitching. Their starters are 6-1 with an earned run average of 2.89, and the bullpen has been lights out so far. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, joined by Matt Stairs. We get set for the second game of this 3-game series and another look at one of the young pitchers for the New York Mets, Jacob DeGrom, who has not only handled the Phillies, Matt, but it seems like he's handled everybody in the National League East.
Well, he's handled everyone in the National League East with ease. This guy, he's a true professional on the mound. He goes out and he pounds the strike zone after. You know, it doesn't matter what he throws. His last meeting versus the Phillies, very good this game. His fastball is moving, great movement with his changeup. And everything he throws is knee high. He has a late movement, very good athlete, gets off, makes a very nice play at third base. But when you have a young pitcher like that, learning to figure out how these hitters are going to hit, and you'd be able to go ahead with your game plan of fastball down the zone, mix it in some off speed. He's basically a fastball pitcher. And, you know, you can see the numbers. First 7 starts last year, 0-4. No one thought he'd have a chance to become the Rookie of the Year. Well, guess what? He did. So now all of a sudden, over time, he's learning the game. He's learning how to pitch. He's learning different scouting reports. And a lot of hitters are not making the necessary changes to face him like he's doing to the hitters.
Yeah, in fact, he hit a speed bump earlier this season, and then he made the adjustments, and it looks like he's back to where they would like him to be. Well, speaking of being back to where we would like him to be, that's Ryan Howard. The Phillies' first baseman has really put things together. Look at the numbers in the last 20 games for Howard.
Well, it's amazing. It's amazing when you put the ball in play. Last 20 games, 3 walks, which is okay because we don't want the big man to walk, because what he does, he gets on base, he slows people down. We want him driving the ball, which he has done very well. May 3rd, he had a triple and a single versus the Marlins. All of a sudden, May 5th, he starts going on a roll, and he has not stopped since. What I like about it, watch his head. It stays down the point of contact. After he makes the contact, that is when he's going through his swing. And that's why he's getting that drive to left center, right center. Again, in Colorado, the head stays down, point of contact, driving through, and we know what happens. When he stands up straight, it's a home run. And it's a game against De La Rosa. You have to stay in there with your right side. Again, head down, through the ball, and that is his path right there, hitting that ball to left center, right center, and right field. It's a mistake pitch because you're out in front of stuff. But all of a sudden, when he gets going with that swing, and his swing's coming down this way, and the point of contact, his head's coming up, you know it's a good swing.
Well, it's been a very good swing for the Phils. They hope it continues. He is now the foundation piece of the number 4 spot once again for the Phillies. So tonight it is Game 2 of this 3-game series. It will be DeGrom. He'll be opposed by Jerome Williams, who really needs to go deep into this game. He hasn't gone to the 6th inning in a ball game since the month of April, and he's going to have to deal with a couple of left-handed hitters, including Lucas Duda. Wow, what a home run he hit yesterday. In fact, all told, the Mets hit 3 home runs. Kadire was the second one, and there's the backbreaker right there, Wilmer Flores. We'll go to the Comcast Sportsnet studios when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Citizens Bank. One deposit checking. Keeping things simple is helping you bank better. By Toyota. The Toyota Time Sales event ends June 1st. Hurry in today. Toyota, let's go places. By Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IBX.com. Brian Sandberg has given his lineup to the umpires. Let's take a look at it. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Well, it's pretty much the same lineup as yesterday. Revere, Galvis, and Utley, followed by Howard, Franco, and Sizemore. Odubel Herrera bats 7th. Carlos Ruiz hits 8th. And batting 9th and pitching is Jerome Williams. And they will face right-hander Jacob deGrom. 5-4 on the year, an ERA of 2.75, making his 10th start of the season. He doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. He does average a little more than a base runner per inning, and he's ready to go. The first pitch of the night is in there for a strike. And Matt, we're going to see a lot of that, a lot of fastballs from deGrom.
Well, we are in the scouting report. He will top out at 96 miles an hour, and the league is hitting 208 versus his fastball.
Revere fouls it away, and quickly it's no balls and 2 strikes. All right, so 208 against his fastball. That doesn't seem like it's a good number.
No, it's not. And usually with fastballs, it's about 250, 260. Ooh. But when you have an average of 208 with your fastball, it means you have some downhill tilt and a very good sinker.
Well, he does work quickly. Ben Revere was 1 for 5 in yesterday's ball game. He's hit in 4 consecutive games. And he fights that one off again. 97 on that fastball. So 4 pitches, 4 fastballs so far for Jacob deGrom. Ben Revere is 0 for 9 lifetime against deGrom.
And that's what you have to do with a guy that throws a late sink fastball. You have to battle and keep on fouling off close pitches, and hopefully he makes a mistake and make him pay for it.
Throws his first breaking ball of the night. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ben is 3 for 20 against the Mets this year, hitting just $150 against them. Ben's reacting to the high-low instead of where that location was as it slips inside.
Guess I better change my scouting report. He will top out at 97.
Well, it is a little warmer, so he's feeling loosened up. And Revere lines one toward the alley in left center field. It'll drop for a base hit. Cut off by Kadire, and Ben is aboard. It's a 5-game hitting streak. Oh, that's a heck of an at-bat right there.
Well, Tom, time for the Nissan keys to the game. My first one is Williams has to tie up the right-handed hitters. Right-handed hitters the last 5 games have been hitting .354, and the Phillies left-handed batters do the damage versus deGrom because lefties are hitting .296, and the righties are hitting $173. So lefties, pick it up.
Well, good start right there for Ben Revere. Let's see if Revere challenges Plawecki, who is not a very good thrower from behind the plate. Opposition has stolen 11 bags against him. Now, he is technically the everyday guy, although Anthony Recker played the last 2 games for the Mets. Galvis takes low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. History tells us that the home plate umpire Ron Kulpa has a pretty good strike zone. Back toward the middle, off the glove of deGrom. Boy, that helped him right there. Double play. They're going to say 1-6-3 double play. The deflection by deGrom. I don't know, Matt. I don't know if that would have gone through the middle or if it would have been even easier, but that ball was hit pretty hard.
Well, it was hit pretty hard, but I think it still would have been a double play because both the middle infielders are still going towards second base. Just looks better, I guess, the 1-6-3 deflection.
Yeah, because he gets an assist.
Fielding percentage goes up.
That'll bring Chase Utley to the plate. Utley was 2 for 3 with a walk in yesterday's game, hitting over .300 against the Mets this year.
Flores took a pretty good spike in the leg from Ben sliding in hard.
Yeah, Ben stopped at second base to see if he was okay. I thought he stopped at second thinking he might have been safe. He was just looking out for the shortstop. Matt would not have looked out for the shortstop.
No, I would not have.
Outside, 2-0. Say outside barely?
Yes. See right here, Ben's coming in. The left foot comes up and hits him right square in the shin.
Utley takes it. It's 3-1. Well, the descriptive Ron Kupfel's behind the plate. Vic Carapaza's at first. Toby Basner's at second. And Larry Vanover's around at third. 3 balls, 1 strike to Utley. He fouls it away. It's 3-2. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is Eric Lewis of Quakertown. Phillies hit a home run in tonight's ball game. That Eric will win $300. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Chase. And he lines it toward left center field. That'll drop for a base hit. All right, so the second hit of the evening for the Phils. And Utley is now 3 for 4 in this series. And here's Ryan Howard.
This is a swing right here where Chase works every day in batting practice, staying down through the ball, hitting the ball to left center. It's a good sign when he can carry over his BP swing into his game swing.
He used to, and I haven't seen him do this as often, but he used to put a cone in the corner of the batting cage and try to hit that batting cage, hit that cone inside.
Yeah, I haven't seen him do that for a while, but he probably has.
Howard whacks it foul into the Mets dugout and off the roof. It's 0-1. Howard has hit in 10 of his last 11, a .419 average during that time. Out front, it's 0-2. And he pulls it toward the right side. Grabbed by Murphy. His throw is in time. Well, not a whole lot Ryan Howard could do about that. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 man left. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Jerome Williams will go to work here at Citi Field. For tonight, it's brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. It'll be Granderson Magaris and then Lucas Duda, followed by Daniel Murphy batting cleanup, Michael Kadire hitting 5th. Wilmer Flores, the shortstop, will bat 6th. Eric Campbell starts at 3rd base. He'll hit 7th. Kevin Plawecki, the catcher, will bat 8th, and batting 9th and pitching is DeGrom. And they will face right-hander Jerome Williams. 3-4, an earned run average of 5.44. And you look at the opponent's batting average, I mean, that's obviously a point of concern for Jerome Williams, Matt, as he gets ready for tonight's starts.
Point of concern, meaning that he's getting too much to the plate, not making some quality pitches. Scouting report, you know, he'll average 89.5 miles an hour in his fastball. He's a 4-pitch pitcher, and he averages just under 16 pitches per inning. But he needs to get the fastball inside.
Oh,
Plus the right-handers.
Yeah, and he's not gone into the 6th inning since the 26th of April. First pitch to Granderson is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Granderson has walked 24 times this year. And he rolls one to the right side. Utley's up with it. And he just gets Granderson by about a step.
I found it interesting when I was looking at Jerome Williams' scouting report today. He did not throw a curveball in Colorado.
Yeah, I guess he didn't throw a curveball.
Not one curveball. Now, I don't know if he feels like it's just kind of rolling out of his finger right now or the Denver air. Be interesting to ask him.
I have heard that there are guys that don't like to throw the curve because it hangs because of the altitude. I don't know if that's true or not. Here's Lagares, who takes low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, it didn't bother Hollywood, Cole Hamels, too much because he had a very good curveball there.
Very true. It's bothered a lot of other pitchers this week, though, just by looking at some of the numbers. Inside, 2-0. Lagares was 0 for 4 in yesterday's ball game. His average here in the month of May is at .222. Pumps it up foul behind the plate, out of play. During the 2015 season, Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the Phillies, will contribute $100 for each Phillies victory and 5 cents for each Karnak Phillies Grand Slam ice cream, sold to support the Phillies youth baseball and softball programs. Good changeup, 2-2. That'll be out of play. Not a lot of room down the right field line as that slices into the seats. Heck, you could have it 30 feet and it would have still sliced into the seats. Lucas Duda waits on deck.
It would be interesting to see what this ballpark does percentage-wise for your average of balls that are hit down the line foul. That would be in play in a lot of other ballparks because there's not a lot of foul territory.
No, this isn't as tight as Wrigley Field, but it's one of the tightest ones in the National League. I mean, usually the National League you get, what would you say, Matt, about 6 feet between foul line and wall?
Yeah, about that. Usually. Depends if you're in Oakland or not.
Well, that's true. 77 degrees, perfect night to wear your hat with the pins on it. A little low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, there's ball 4. So Lagares draws a walk. And that brings Lucas Duda to the plate. Well, look what Duda's done these last 9 games. Now, he has been hampered by a sore hamstring. It didn't bother him yesterday when he turned on a home run that went well over 400 feet. He misses outside, 1-0. Check swing. Fortunately, it hit the edge of the grass, because if it didn't hit the edge, it would have landed on the grass and would have just kept on rolling in fair territory. Right
on the edge of the grass, right there. Kicks it to the left. eventually. But Duda would have took that hit all day long.
Absolutely, with the overshift on. Good pitch to him. He tied him up with a cutter. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Very good location. It's a pitch he's had a hard time getting people swinging it lately. The hitter-wise, that's a very nice pitch down and in.
And I guess for him against left-handers, he's going to need that pitch. That and the changeup.
Speaking of changeup.
Well, it was a good one. He got him out front. And there are 2 outs. First strikeout.
Very good location. Chooch wants it low. Very nice. See how far he's out in front of this thing. It's a fastball. Bottom drops out of it. Good pitch. Good sequence.
Well, he's got another left-hander, and Daniel Murphy, who was 2 for 4 yesterday with an RBI. Both of his hits were singles. Inside and low, 1 ball, no strikes. The Mets are a mediocre team on the road with a record of 7-15, but here at Citi Field, they're 18-6, counting the win yesterday. Only the Dodgers have more wins. Dodgers are 20-6 at home, but 7-15 on the road. 1 ball and 1 strike to Murphy.
And it's funny, all the years you played, you try to figure out why teams play well at home, why they struggle on the road. There's no answer for it. It's just baseball. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because guys basically have lived out of a suitcase for most of their careers. I mean, there is a little stability when you're at home, but still. Down the left field line, Revere peaks, now settles under it, and the inning is over. So not a bad inning for Jerome Williams. No runs, no hits. He leaves Lagares after a 1-out walk. We'll move to the 2nd inning here at Citi Field. Bank is this Sunday, and all fans 14 and under receive the Kids Bucket Hat. Tickets can be purchased for all 3 games against the Rockies by going to Phillies.com. Maikel Franco leads it off. He takes a strike. It's 0-1. Franco hitting .233 with a home run and 2 runs batted in. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. interesting stats that have popped up about DeGrom against teams that have a winning percentage of 500 or less. He's 10-1. Teams that have a winning percentage of 500 or more, or above 500, I should say, 4-9. So he's kind of feasted on the teams below 500. Now he's got stuff that can get anybody out, so you figure that will change as his career moves on.
Well, this is right here one of the reasons why Riders are hitting a $173. Very good changeup. Good late movement. It's interesting though, that stat you just said.
I look at that on Baseball Reference a lot. You look at what a pitcher is against the best teams in the league, and sometimes it doesn't show anything. Sometimes it shows what you expected. I was a little surprised by that. I mean, it's a very small piece to look at because he's only been in the league for 2 years. 1 ball, no strikes to Grady Sizemore, who is 0 for his last 12. And now 2 balls and no strikes. Look on Grady's face, I do believe he thought that was a little low. Outside, 3-1. Over toward first, a foul ball.
I like when home plate umpire Ron Kolpa is behind there. You don't have to ask him where the pitch is. He will tell you. Ball low, just a bit outside. So, okay, well, he's giving me about 3 or 4 inches outside. Good guy. Good umpire. Good changeup.
Very good changeup. Back-to-back strikeouts. 2 outs here in the second. Tonight's game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language through the menu on your cable box. Here's Odubel Herrera, 42nd start of the season for Herrera. His average has dipped to 256 on this trip. He's just 6 for 28. Fastball upstairs. It's 1-0.
Amazing his stance, how it's changed from day one that we saw him to now.
I mean, quieter, not as open?
Well, yeah, not as open, a little quieter, getting the leg up earlier. Be interested to see when he starts hitting again, which he will hit because he's a good hitter, if you go back to the old stance or not. And I wonder whose idea that was to quiet it down a little bit. Murph, you think?
Murph is down near the dugout all the time.
Murph, you giving hitting points down there?
No, I did not give him any advice on that, man. I stay in my lane there, big guy.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Herrera. And he struck out, so he just struck out the side. DeGrom picks up 3 strikeouts here in the second. And the Phillies go down quietly. We played 1.5. Phillies with 2 hits, the Mets with none as we go to the bottom of the second. good grades, a 3.0 GPA or higher, which is a B average or higher, in the classroom, or if you are a current high school sophomore or junior, tell us in a 500 or less word essay how you are having positive impact in the community by exercising social justice and responsibility. Go to Phillies.com/scholar for more information. Nominations accepted on a rolling basis until August 3rd. Michael Kadire takes inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Balls and no strikes to Kadire, who homered last night, or yesterday I should say. Also walked a couple of times. Pulls that foul. He might be part of the reason why the Mets are successful here at Citi Field. He's hitting over 300 here and 195 on the road. Another good changeup, and it's 2-2. Backed it up, missed inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Off the glove of Williams. Utley's got it. And there's 1 away. Now that may go down from a scoring standpoint as a 4-3 because it really wasn't misdirected. I never knew that rule until about 2 years ago. Nope, they've scored at 1-4-3. So 1 away. Wilmer Flores is the batter. Flores 252 with 7 home runs and 19 runs batted in. His 7th home run, which is a team leading 7 home runs, was yesterday.
The home run he hit yesterday was a straight top hand swing. Point of contact, rolled that right hand over, just like that.
Caught by Franco over third, and there are 2 outs. Eric Campbell's coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murphy.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Well, you have talked about and documented Jerome Williams' struggles in the month of May. Certainly different than what he was doing in the month of April so far this season. And one number that kind of jumps out at you is that he is averaging 1 less strikeout per 9 innings in the month of May than he was in April. And part of that might be because of the ineffective use of his changeup. You see there, in 45% of his strikeouts in April came on the changeup. Just 25% in the month of May have come on the changeup, and also swinging and missing a lot less at the changeup as well when it is in the zone, our opponent's batters. So it's something to look at. Now, we did see a good sign earlier in this game. Lucas Duda in the first inning swinging and missing and striking out on that changeup. So hopefully, guys, that is a sign of good things to come for Jerome Williams in this game and as he goes forward.
Well, it is, Murph, and one of the big things with his changeup is I'd like to see that 8 to 10 mile an hour difference from his fastball. You know, his fastball is around 89, 90, 91 miles an hour, but his changeup's being a consistent 85, 84 miles an hour. So it's hard to hit a changeup if you're throwing it 80 miles an hour and your fastball is 90, because it's hard to determine the velocity of the ball. But so far today, his changeup has been going down pretty good.
Yeah, not only the one to Duda that Murph was talking about, even Granderson. And a call, strike 3. Campbell down looking. He's now 0 for his last 21. A 1-2-3 second inning for Jerome Williams. So he is off to a good start, and that's a great sign for the Phillies. section for all the information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, the question is, what pitcher holds the Mets record for the longest scoreless streak? Matt, what pitcher holds the record for the longest scoreless streak for the New York Mets? We'll go to the top of the third. Let everybody think about that. Carlos Ruiz will lead it off. Carlos 0 for 4 yesterday with a couple strikeouts. See what he's done against DeGrom during his career. And Carlos swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. It's 0-1. Nice catch by a fan off the carom. A couple of caroms. Up high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And a called strike 3. 4 straight strikeouts for DeGrom. And there's one away here in the third. Well, it's time now for our T-Mobile game changer, and Jacob DeGrom, who won the Rookie of the Year last year. His earned run average at home this year, 1.13, which is second only to Aaron Harang, whose ERA is under 1 at Citizens Bank Park. Well, this is a good ballpark to pitch in. I mean, it's got large dimensions. If you can keep the ball in the air and into the alleys a little bit, you're going to be in pretty good shape.
Well, and that's where, as right-handed hitters, I never want to hear a right-handed hitter complain about this ballpark being too big now. And you're going up to 370 for left center gap.
Yeah. And left field, they've brought the fences in a couple times in different spots, and that porch in right field. Here you see left center field. That's 370, what Matt was talking about. Swing and a miss, and that's 5 straight strikeouts for DeGrom. And in right field, we mentioned there's that porch that hangs over. That's sort of the deepest part of right field. Now that's pretty far still out there.
Well,
right
it
center.
is, and I would say for hitters, it's a right-handed hitter's ballpark. Flores, I mean, we saw the home run yesterday, top hand, roll over, home run to left. Boys, if I was a right-handed hitter, I'd be getting right on top of the dish, stepping in the bucket, and letting it fly.
Here's Ben Revere, who singled his first time up. Somebody's got to knock this guy out of his rhythm right now.
Yeah, we need a base runner. He's getting in a rhythm. Ron's getting in a rhythm, calling strikes.
One-two pitch coming to Revere, and he grounds it foul. Ben needs to have the kind of at-bat here that he had in his first at-bat, where he fouls a few pitches off. You know, DeGrom's at 49 pitches, and part of that reason is because of Revere's at-bat in the first inning. Over to first, and due to Waits, and another 1-2-3 inning for DeGrom. So he's retired 7 consecutive hitters since the second base hit of the first for the Phillies. ChevroletChevyDealer.com. And by McDonald's. Try McDonald's new sirloin third-pound burgers. Choose from 3 varieties at $4.99 each. McDonald's. I'm loving it. 2.5 in the books. We'll move to the bottom of the third. Kevin Plawecki did not play in yesterday's ball game. We'll lead it off then. Jacob deGrom and Curtis Granderson facing Jerome Williams. Last outing, Jerome went 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks. Phillies wound up losing that game to the Rockies 7-3. Back toward the middle. Utley slides, knocks it down, and Plawecki will be safe at first. First hit of the night for the Mets. And now deGrom is coming up. Now deGrom is a pretty good hitter for a pitcher. But this is a sacrifice situation. I do believe. 278 hitter.
You would think, unless they're relying on maybe do a hit and run.
Former shortstop in college. Was not converted to pitcher until his college career got underway. And he bunts foul. Tim Tuffle in the third base coach's box. Bad pitch right there by Jerome with the count 0-1 and with deGrom showing bunt. Take it off here, Matt, or you have to do it again?
I wouldn't have bunted him in the first place, to tell you the truth. You hit 278 for a pitcher. You know the first pitch they're going to try to groove right down the middle for you. Now you got to let him. He's going to bunt.
Chops it towards second. This could be 2. There's 1 and not in time. deGrom hustles his way into a fielder's choice for 6 on the put out at second base and 1 out here in the third.
Well, it's a pretty good pitch, 2-seamer. It's a good feed by Chase. I think he was a little ways away from that sidearm throw, but credit to deGrom. He got down the line pretty quick. Back shortstop. The hair flowing and all.
It's aerodynamic. You and I are missing out on aerodynamic. Granderson grounded out his first time up. Down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. All right, 3 straight out of the strike zone now to Granderson. And he just walked him on 4 pitches. So that's the 25th time this year that Granderson has walked. Tomorrow, wake up with Rob Ellis, Jillian Mealy, Sarah Baker, and Barrett Brooks on Breakfast on Broad, presented by Virtua Joint Replacement Institute. Weekday mornings from 6 until 8 over on the Comcast Network and streaming live on breakfastonbroad.com. Well, the first pickle for Jerome Williams with 2 runners on, 1 out, and the number 2 hitter, Juan Lagares, who walked his first time up. Larry Boa trying to align the defense. Well, that's 5 straight now out of the strike zone for Jerome.
In the last 5 pitches, he kind of lost his aggressiveness. He's trying to be a little pinpointy on the cutter and the sinker away instead of being aggressive and going after the hitters again.
Yeah, I think the last 2 guys are guys he can be aggressive against. Now he's got to be careful with Duda, obviously, on deck. One ball, 1 strike.
That wasn't a very good play by that fan.
Well, which one? It bounced off 3 different fans. It almost became a very tough situation because somebody almost leaned onto the railing. Over toward third and backhanded by Franco, and he gets to the third base bag in time. Well, an excellent decision by Franco, because I don't know if he would have thrown Lagares out at first base from where he was.
Well, I don't think he would have either. Very heads-up play, knowing who's running on the bases. He goes quite a bit to his right, comes back on the ball, and realizes right there, I got to get to third, and plenty of time. See right there. It's always nice when you get pitchers running around a little bit, slide, tires them out, the legs get tired.
Had a leg out that fielder's choice.
Fielder's choice.
Well, now Duda, who struck out his first time up. Murph mentioned he got him with that changeup. Base hit through the hole on the left side. Running third, and from his Granderson. The throw goes to third base. Lagares is there. It's 1-0 New York. Well, so much for the shift. I mean, the numbers dictate that Duda is going to pull the ball more often than not. And he hit it right where the shortstop could have been. In this case, the shortstop was shaded over toward third.
It was actually a very good pitch down and away. Got to give the credit to the hitter, making the adjustment, hitting the ball, and Herrera making a very close throw to third.
Yeah, in fact, that's why I hesitated saying that the Mets would take the lead, because of that throw going over to third base. If the tag at third was in time before the runner scored, the inning would have been over. Inside, 1 ball, no strikes to Daniel Murphy, who flied to left his first time up. With you though, Matt, I think he's lost his aggressiveness in this inning for one reason or another. I mean, you and I have never pitched to know what it's like to lose your aggressiveness or to outthink yourself, but he definitely has in this third.
But you notice it though.
Yeah. Now ball 4 will load up the bases for Michael Kadire. should say, though, that you did warm up a couple of times in the bullpen, and you would have been aggressive if you were out there.
Well, I had a very good knuckleball, but I was aggressive in the bullpen. I was.
I didn't know that it was going to be a knuckleball that you were going to bring out there.
So 2 no-hitters.
With a knuckleball?
In the bullpen.
Well, Kadire was retired on a ground out. Bob McClure now will head out after Ruiz came back from the mound. He tells the infielders to stay put. He's telling Franco to stay. He's telling Howard to stay. Although Ryan's going to come over anyway.
Interesting. I know it's hard to believe. I mean, the great frame I have is my build is. But I was drafted as a shortstop.
I knew that.
Pitcher.
Didn't know that part. I knew shortstop.
Never had a chance to play either position in the minor leagues.
Imagine how your life would have changed if you were a shortstop.
Yeah, big time. I would never have made it to the big leagues.
Bob McClure, after a quick conversation with Williams, it seemed like he just wanted to do the talking and have nobody else in earshot except for Ruiz. Kadire's up. First pitch is in there. It's 0-1. I wonder if he went out and challenged him.
Possibly.
Sorry, to Major League Scoreboard, the Pirates are shutting out the Marlins 4-0. Neil Walker's hit a 2-run home run, top of the third. The ball's 2 strikes to Kadire. He breaks his bat and loops one into left to base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes Duda. He's going to score. And Kadire is on his way to second, and he'll go back to first. Revere did not make the throw. It's 3-0 New York. Well, he shattered his bat.
He shattered his bat. The first 2 pitches were very good. Tooch wants that down the zone. It's a 2-seamer up. It did shatter the bat, but it was up in the zone and be able to muscle it over the third baseman for another 2-0 knock.
Lined out to Franco his first time up. He's 0 for 1. 2 balls and no strikes. Ryan Sandberg said today during his daily conversation with the members of the Philadelphia media that everybody's okay in the bullpen. Well, he may have to think about getting somebody up in the bullpen. I know we're only in the 3rd inning. Splits are not good. The total pitch count in this inning not good, 24, and then 3 runs have scored. And as Matt mentioned, with 2 outs. Got the green light, 3-0. Runners will be off. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And he floats it out towards second, and it's caught into the air by Utley. And the side is retired, but 8 men come to the plate in the inning for the Mets. They score 3 runs, and they do so with the help of 3 base hits. Freddie Galvis will start things off in the 4th when we come back. Prices on kitchen disposables, consumables, smallwares, and so much more from your new restaurant partner, who but WB Mason. Phillies trailing at 3-0 as we begin the top of the 4th. It'll be Galvis, Utley, and Ryan Howard, 2, 3, and 4. Jacob deGrom has allowed just 2 hits, both in the first inning. Since that time, he's retired 7 in a row. 5 of the 7 have been strikeouts. Pitch is inside, 1 ball, no strikes.
Tommy made a great point while we were talking during the break about deGrom getting down the line and breaking up that double play ball. How huge that was.
Yeah, because we saw how fidgety Jerome got when he was working from the stretch instead of the windup. If he had gotten the double play, then he would have been back to the windup. That's a tough strike, but it's 1-2. He fouls it down the left field line.
Some tough ricochets.
Yeah, really tough ricochets. That guy right there.
Whoops. Rangers fan.
Yeah, he's upset about a number of things. And a called strike 3. Galvis down looking. 6 strikeouts for deGrom. And Chase Utley will be the batter.
Fastball away, and I don't think Freddie agrees. Maybe just a little outside. It's in a great view right here. Outside.
Chase singled his last time up. Little floater out toward left. Ron Culpo off with the mask, and Ryan Sandberg up to the stairs of the dugout. Well, he's going to have to be careful. He's going to get thrown out of the ball game.
He's going to be kicked out. As he should. Get your money's worth.
I don't know who said anything. I'm pretty sure it might have been Larry. Maybe Hendu. Maybe Freddie. Fly ball down the left field line. And Kadire says he has it. There are 2 outs. This is amazing, though. Every time I see the umpire turn toward the dugout, I think it's Mo. can't help but think that it's both. At some point, it may be.
Looks so innocent just sitting there.
He does look innocent. 2 away. Ryan Howard grounded out his first time up. Already 6 no ball, 2 strike counts. He's thrown 60 pitches so far, and 41 of those pitches have been strikes. Rip right there by Howard.
It was nice swing. Nice to see a mistake pitch with a fastball. He's been darting that fastball low and away versus the left-handers.
One of the scouting reports I read, Matt, said that DeGrom is deceptive. Would you agree with that?
I would. Tall, lanky, all arms, all legs.
And a high fastball coming and missed. The 7 strikeouts for Jacob DeGrom. Quickly becoming a fan favorite up here in New York. He's retired 10 consecutive batters, and of those 10, 7 have gone down on strikes. Hurry in today. Toyota, let's go places. Buy WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. And buy the Quality Plus Sports Stores. Go further. Home half of the 4th inning. The bottom 3rd due up for the Mets. It'll be Eric Campbell, Kevin Plawecki, and Jacob DeGrom against Jerome Williams. Campbell struck out looking his first time up. 2 strikeouts tonight for Williams. He starts him off with a cutter, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Outside. Next swing. Did he go? Yes, says the first base umpire, the Carapaza.
It's actually a pretty good pitch as well.
Very good pitch. Tried it again. And there's ball 4. Fourth walk issued by Jerome Williams. Well, Murph, it hasn't gone all that well for the Phillies against the New York Mets recently. They've had success in years past, but certainly not over the last couple of years.
Yeah, if you feel like things have not been going the Phillies' way against New York, you are right. They certainly have not of late. In fact, the Phillies have lost 7 of 8 to the Mets in 17 of their last 22. That is hard to believe. And in fact, they've lost 6 series in a row to the New York Mets. That matches their all-time franchise record, which was also happened back in 1971 and 72 when they lost 6 straight series as well. So a loss tonight would be the 7th straight series loss to the New York Mets. For whatever reason, these guys over the last 2 seasons have had the Phillies number both home and away. And I'm sure it's getting to the guys in the Phillies dugout for sure.
There's a single to center field from Milwaukee, so he's 2 for 2. Yeah, the ebbs and flow of playing a divisional opponent. We showed it during the outset of our telecast. A lot of the success the Mets have had, particularly this year against Ryan Sandberg's teams, the starting pitching. The guy at the plate is one of the big reasons.
Well, him, Harvey, Nice has good numbers versus the Phillies. These guys go well. They have power arms and they have very good off-speed pitches.
With nobody out, DeGrom. See if he's up there to square. He should be, and now he does. Takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes. And he bunts it in front of the plate. Ruiz has got it. There's one. Franco's throw to first base in time. A double play. 2-5-4 on that double play.
They caught a break right there.
Sure did.
Bunt goes right off the home plate, comes straight up. DeGrom doesn't run this time, thankfully. Makes it a very easy 2-5-4 double play.
Granderson now up with a runner at second base. A little high, 1-0. Well, to get out of this inning without allowing a run would be huge for Williams, particularly with his pitch count sitting at where it is. But you don't want to fall too far behind Jacob DeGrom the way he's throwing tonight.
Great point.
3 runs is not insurmountable. Fly ball right center field. Herrera sprints back toward the track and makes the catch. It wasn't pretty, but he was able to grab it for the final out, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left in scoring position. And it's been all about the strike throwing of Jacob deGrom.
Well, we're all talking about his power arm. We got a very good fastball. Nice slider working right now. Keeping the hitters off balance. There's another fastball right to Freddie Galvis. Pitching with a lot of confidence. High cheese right there to Ryan Howard. So we need to get him out of his comfort zone and get him in the stretch.
Yeah, they've got to get a base runner or two. As we begin the top of the 5th inning, the Phillies trail at 3-0. It'll be Maikel Franco, Grady Sizemore, and Odubel Herrera. A little bout of the hay fever for Ron Culpa. He's got some sneezes going. If you see Ron Culpa, just say God bless you. I think he's ready to go.
I don't think Freddie's going to say God bless you.
Nope, I don't think so.
He might say salute.
Here's the first pitch to Franco, and it's in there. It's 0-1. Franco 0 for 4 in yesterday's game. Struck out his first time up. It's that one back toward the middle again, deflected by deGrom. 1-6-3 on the putout, and one away here in the 5th. Time now for the Jeep Stump the Fans trivia question answer. All right, Matt, here we go. What pitcher holds the Mets record for the longest scoreless streak?
I'm going to say R.A. Dickey with 33 2/3.
R.A. Dickey is correct at 32. How did you know that answer?
I'm smart.
Well, I know that. Log back on thephillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack.
No phone, no computer. Out.
No, you just popped the computer on just a second ago, and it's the scoreboard that's up there. You must have eaten well on this trip. You nourished your body.
I always eat well, Tom.
0-1. Sizemore, who struck out his first time up, 1 of 7 strikeouts. And a line drive base hit into right field. So it's the first hit since the first. And it's a string of 11 in a row.
It's probably the first mistake since the first. Probably the first mistake he's made today on an off-speed pitch, leaving it up in the zone.
Well, that's the thing. He can't live consistently up in the zone.
Right, and then the last two, and coming into this game, the last 2 starts has been very well. deGrom down in the zone. He's given up some home runs this year because early in the season and in spring training he was living thigh high with a fastball.
Yeah, he's a power pitcher, but he's power pitcher down, not
right,
up.
Exactly.
Here's Odubel Herrera. He struck out his first time up. That's in there. I mentioned how deGrom was a shortstop when he was in college. In fact, the first 2 years he was strictly a shortstop, and then the summer before his junior year he was supposed to play in a summer league team down in Florida, and he talked the manager of that summer league team into not making him a pitcher, to allow him to stay being a shortstop, as Herrera beats the throw by Wilmer Flores. Terry Collins thought about looking at it. I thought the Phillies might look at what happened at second base, whether Flores stayed on the bag or not.
I see here he got jammed pretty bad. Pretty good flip. He's safe at first.
Yep. So Herrera's aboard. Here's Carlos Ruiz, who struck out. Anyway, you know who that manager was for that summer league team that he talked out of putting him into the rotation?
Is this another stump question?
Well, he's managed in the major leagues. In fact, we just saw him a couple of years ago in Washington.
Regelman?
No, Davey Johnson.
Oh.
So then he returned to Stetson in the fall, and they wanted to make him a closer. And he threw a couple of bullpens, and one of the Mets scouts, just one, he was the only scout there, watched him throw the bullpen and called and said, hey, I think we've got a draft pick for next spring.
Amazing.
Now others were kind of settling on him also.
But as a shortstop.
As a shortstop, and then they saw him pitch in the spring, but it was the Mets who saw him first and latched on. fact, the scouting report, one of the ones I've read on him, was that he's too long-armed to play shortstop. It took him too long to get rid of the ball. Probably couldn't hit as well either.
Makes sense, I guess. Cal Ripken Jr. was a tall shortstop.
No balls, 2 strikes to Ruiz. Gets it towards second base, and Murphy's up with it. So the Phillies do get a base hit here in the 5th, but leave a runner over at first. We played 4.5 on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Phillies still trailing 3-0. Champions in Action program recognizes nonprofit organizations that are making a difference in our communities. Congratulations to our latest champion, Philadelphia Academies. To learn more, visit citizensbank.com/community. At Citizens Bank, we want to help you bank better. So the next time you have a question about money, don't keep it to yourself. Ask a citizen. Bottom of the 5th inning. The Mets lead at 3-0. They scored 3 runs in the 3rd. Mets came into this ball game 2.5 games behind the Nationals in the division at 25-21. The Phillies came in 9 games behind the Nationals at just a half game ahead of the Miami Marlins. Good breaking ball. It's 0-1. Was that the first curveball he's thrown?
Yes, it was.
Came back with an off-speed pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 out here in the 5th. Follow the Phillies all season in 2015 with MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat is up to the moment at any moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet. Duda is 1 for 2 tonight with an RBI. Now, where Freddie's playing at this point, he would have been able to grab that line drive, but he wasn't playing there because there was a runner at second base, so he was over toward the third base bag. That one's out toward Utley, and there are 2 outs. Brian Howard said, "See, I told you, it happens all the time."
But it would have to be frustrating as a hitter. I mean, he didn't square that ball up. He hit it pretty good. And, I mean, you lose a hit. Ryan Howard was unbelievable in the first inning.
Yeah, Murphy made a very good play on it.
Yeah. And it doesn't help that they're two big gentlemen that don't run the greatest.
Off the mound, Galvis takes a nice hop behind the bag. Boy, Jerome Williams and the Phillies really needed this kind of inning. It's his second 1-2-3 inning of the night. On to the sixth. The Phils now in search of a little offense against Jacob deGrom. Ryne Sandberg's everyday lineup. The month of May has been very merry for Ryan Howard. A batting average below 200 in April has been consistently above 300 during the second month of the season. The average has climbed and the power in his bat has returned. Number 6 is key to the Phillies offense. His successful swings are making Phillies fans jump for joy. And they're brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Top of the sixth inning, Jerome Williams will bat for the Phils. And quite honestly, I think he needs to, man. I think he needs to get through 6 or 7 innings.
I agree. Confidence-wise, try to find your rhythm. Get a base hit to left.
Nice quick swing. So he's aboard to lead off the sixth. And that'll bring Ben Revere to the plate.
You know, pitchers get to first base and they say, seriously, I mean, boys, it's not that hard. And then the pitchers are sitting on the hitters are sitting in the dugout going, really, all he sees is fastballs.
You know what they can come back with right now?
Which one?
Any of them.
Oh!
Hey, listen, we're down 3-0.
We need runners.
We need runners. 0-1 to Revere. He's 1 for 2. He singled his first time, grounded out his last time. Broke his bat softly toward third, picked up by Campbell, and they get the lead runner. Well, the top of the bat went farther than the baseball on that one. 5-4 on the putout at second base. Got a fielder's choice.
Fastball inside, and actually it was a pretty good base running by Jerome Williams. I thought actually Jerome was going to beat the throw to second base.
I couldn't tell where the ball was going.
Yeah.
From here. I didn't know if it was going out towards short more or if it was just going to die where it did.
Didn't have the distance.
No. Fly ball to center field, and Lagares sprints back. Ryan covers a lot of ground.
I like watching how the outfielders set up. Granderson sets up, left foot in front of right foot, knowing that he goes better to his right. Lagares in center field, just nonchalant.
That's a lot of trust and ability right there to be like Lagares is.
Vernon Wells, the Blue Jays, was the same way. He would just stand there flat-footed. He never wanted to be tense when he had to take off left or right or go back on a ball.
Well, you played out there. How did you set up? Because you're not a tense guy.
No. I relaxed. But I was always moving around because I didn't have the greatest speed. I know it's hard to believe, but I mean, it was. I relied on getting good jumps, and I watched the catcher where he would set up.
That one's popped up. Campbell, the third baseman, in fair territory. Side is retired, so the Phils get a leadoff base hit, but Jacob deGrom doesn't allow anything else. They leave one as we go to the bottom of the sixth. Most exciting lineup ever. ShopNissan.com and by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. Bottom of the sixth, and Michael Kadire will lead it off for the Mets. They lead it 3-0. They scored 3 in the third. And Jerome Williams trying to get through the sixth inning for the first time since the 26th of April. Line drive base hit to left. Second hit of the night for Kadire.
It's actually almost identical pitch that he hit back in the third inning. Fastball up in the zone. Just this time he didn't break his bat and get 2 RBIs out of it.
Wilmer Flores is lined out and popped out. So at a Major League scoreboard, they're dodging the rain out in Chicago. The Cubs lead the Nationals 1-0. That one's in the bottom of the fifth inning. balls, 1 strike to Flores.
Flores to me looks like he has become a dead pull hitter. And the reason why is by looking at his hands, the way he grips the baseball bat, that top hand is turned over. You know, when you're a kid, you're supposed to line up the knuckles.
Yeah.
His top hand is wrapped. Meaning he wants to get out there and he wants to hook everything. That's one thing they teach kids, you know, they'll get all those knuckles, get all 4 knuckles in line, all 8 knuckles. And you can tell the way he's set up with his right arm and his hands pointing right towards you.
Seems like it would be uncomfortable.
Well, you think it would be. I mean, it's the way it's set up. If anything, the way he's set up, that top hand, it's pretty tight right now with his forearm.
Runner goes, pitch is ripped down the left field line. It is foul. Tomorrow night at 6, Derek Gunn and Ruben Frank give you the scoop on the Eagles' first OTAs of 2015, plus a full evaluation on how the Eagles' NFC East rivals fared in the offseason. Watch Quick Slants presented by Nissan, only on Comcast Sportsnet.
Now throw a nice low fastball that shoots his right knee, and he'll hook to the third base.
Runner goes again. He fouls it back. Now that one was up a little bit too much.
It was up too much. Middle of the plate.
Goes again, and it's hooked toward third, and Michael Kadire will be doubled up. Clairvoyant, Matt. Clairvoyant.
Well, it's just by looking at the hands of a hitter. You know, if you sit at home and you try to line up those fingers together, and all of a sudden you point your fist towards the pitcher, well, all of a sudden now you become a pull hitter. It's just automatically with that top elbow. Now watch the top arm. It just rolls over right there. So now you become a top hand hitter. Right there, and it rolls over.
Do you think Carlos sees that? You think a catcher sees that? Carlos does that a little bit too when he bats.
Carlos does it a little bit, but Carlos has more of a loop inside out swing. Flores is pretty much straight down and hook. And that's why he has the home runs he has, like we saw yesterday.
Which he hooks.
He hooks it down the line.
Yeah. No balls, 2 strikes to Campbell, who is 0 for 1. Change up low. Got him. Well, this is a strong inning for Jerome after the leadoff single by Michael Kadire. He has settled in since allowing 3 in the third. We'll go to the bottom of the, or go to the top of the 7th inning with Ryan Howard due to lead it off. much, though, because of Jacob deGrom, who in 6 innings has allowed 4 hits and has 7 strikeouts. He has not allowed an earned run. Jerome Williams has been aggressive just about every inning except for the 3rd, and that's where he ran into a problem. He allowed 3 runs. Phillies have not had a base runner get past first base. They've had a couple retired at second. Bob McClure chatting with Jerome Williams. The bullpen is up. No, I might think about sending him out there again, but they're in a manageable point of the game now, down 3-0. And Garcia's warming up in the pen as we speak. Ryan Howard leads it off. Howard takes low, 1 ball, no strikes. I wonder how the Mets are going to a 6-man rotation once Dylan G is healthy and back with the ball club. I wonder if pitch count is going to matter at all, or if there's going to be a different thought about pitch count. You know, because they're doing it, they say, Terry Collins said yesterday, they're doing it to help preserve the arms of deGrom and Harvey and Syndergaard. Not as much Neese and G, but to kind of preserve those guys. Or Cologne.
Well, I mean, it might help them out, but they could throw max, 150, 120, knowing that they're always going to get the extra day's rest.
Swing and a miss. Howard struck out for the 2nd time. 8 strikeouts for deGrom. There's Garcia. And here's Franco.
Garcia needs to pitch. He hasn't pitched since Friday.
Good takes there by Franco, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Phillies forced him to throw 20 pitches in the 1st, but beyond that, he's been in a pretty comfortable spot. That ball is ripped toward left field. Kadire going back, and he grabs it out of the air. That ball was smoked. Grady Sizemore's coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy.
All right, Tom, thank you. It's part the Coors Light Cold Hard Fact is right now and on this date in 2011 after pitching a scoreless 19th inning in the Phillies 5-4 win over the Reds. Wilson Valdez became the first position player to record a major league victory since Brett Maine did it back in 2000 with Colorado. I know you guys remember that well. He also became the first player to start a game in the field and finish the game on the mound with a win since Babe Ruth did it in 1921. That was on this date back in 2011.
Yeah, you think about Wilson Valdez, you think about Babe Ruth. I know I always do, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a great night, though, at the ballpark. I mean, it was long, but it was fun to see what happened as Wilson was thrown into the fire, as they say. I don't think Charlie Manuel thought it was fun. 1 ball, 1 strike to Grady Sizemore. See, Matt, you warmed up twice. Wilson Valdez got the taste of victory on the mound.
Very jealous.
He was throwing pretty hard, too. I mean, for an infielder. Yeah, playing pitcher. 1-2 pitch to Grady Sizemore. Swing and a miss. 9 strikeouts for deGrom. Sets the Phillies down in order here in the 7th inning. Well, there have been times where he's made it look very easy here tonight, including here in the 7th. Time to stretch at Citi Field. there who's out of the on-deck circle. He's due to bat second here in the bottom of the 7th, Jacob deGrom. The final Hatfield Dollar Dog Night will be Wednesday when the Phillies take on the Cincinnati Reds. It's next Wednesday, 7:05 first pitch. Tickets can be purchased for all 3 games in that series by going to Phillies.com. As we move to the bottom of the 7th, Luis Garcia will take over, 23rd game. Oh, Jerome Williams was not bad tonight. He walked 4, yes. He did allow 5 hits. He had a rough 3rd inning. But he only allowed 3 runs. So now Garcia will pitch here in the 7th. First pitch to Milwaukee is in there. It's 0-1. I actually wondered how hard Garcia would be throwing coming in. As you said, he hasn't pitched in a few days. That first pitch at 96 miles an hour. That's a good slider. 0-2.
I'm never worried about how velocity-wise is. I'm going to see the location of the fastball. Usually when they're strong, they're going to be up in the zone.
He got him, threw him a breaking pitch. And 1 out here in the 7th inning. 5 strikeouts for Phillies pitching. All right, it's time now for a Hyundai defensive play of the game.
Well, comes back in the 3rd inning. Franco makes a very nice play to his right. Getting deGrom just in the nick of time. Then high stepping over the bag. That's why that's a Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
Well, here is deGrom, who's hit it to a double play tonight. Reached on a fielder's choice. That's that one out toward left, but it's right at Ben Revere. 2 outs. That one stung his hand a little bit.
Straight to the pitcher, saying, man, I just missed that ball. I don't see Granderson, your typical leadoff hitter.
Yeah, I think he's there by default. I don't know if they have anybody else they could put there. Although he let off a lot with the Tigers, too.
He did, but when he's going right, he has good power. I find he's walked a lot this year. Means he's lost being an aggressive hitter and attacking the ball.
Yeah, he's walked 25 times, including the walk tonight. That was back in the 3rd. Laid on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Every time the Phillies pitchers retire, the opposition 1-2-3, which Luis Garcia is 1 out away from doing. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the official entertainment provider of the Philadelphia Phillies. That one is looped out to right. It'll drop for a hit. 2-out single for Granderson, and Lagares is coming up. Zaris walked in the first, fielder's choice in the third, and then struck out in the fifth.
Got to be careful here. Good time to steal. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Maybe a slider.
Well, there is the slider, and it's in there for a strike. That's the other thing about Granderson's game is he doesn't swipe as many bases as he used to.
No.
You get slower when you get older, Matt. You get colder and you get slower.
Yeah, but look how much smarter we get.
That's right. At least in our own mind. 1-2 pitch coming. There he goes. Way outside off the glove of Ruiz. And Granderson swipes his 4th bag of the season.
Well, he definitely picked the right pitch to steal on. Plus, he had a tremendous jump ball. This is a slider that's not even close. Seems like it crossed up a little bit.
Off the plate. Garcia, that's a nice play. Yep, everything was quick once he got to the spot.
It's called no panic.
He didn't panic.
He didn't panic.
No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left in scoring position. All right, Odubel Herrera will try to get things rolling when we come back. Your local Del Val Honda dealer. Just visit DelValHondaDealers.com today. By Jefferson, where health is all we do. Call 1-800-JEFF now or visit jefferson.edu. And by the Pennsylvania Lottery. Benefits older Pennsylvanians. Already to the top of the 8th inning, and the Phillies trail at 3-0. All 3 runs for the Mets. Coming back in the bottom of the 3rd. Jacob deGrom will begin this inning with 98 pitches. The bullpen is stirring for the Mets. Herrera takes strike 1. Torres and Robles. Robles the right-hander. Out toward left field. Kadire. Time for the Major League Notebook. Murph, is there anywhere in that notebook that you can find a little Phillies offense?
I will look. I promise you that. But let me tell you this first. The first update on the American League All-Star ballots are out, and we can tell you that 5 Kansas City Royals are at the top of their positions right now. Alcides Escobar at shortstop, Mike Moustakas at third, as well as Salvador Perez behind the plate, and Lorenzo Cain and Alex Gordon both in the outfield. All 5 of them at the tops of their position right now. Voting ends July 2nd. That is just the very first update. And some good news for the Cincinnati Reds. Johnny Cueto got some good news on his elbow. He missed his last start because of tightness in that elbow. Had an MRI today, and the Cincinnati A's got the news that there was no structural damage in that. So they're hoping, best case scenario, guys, that he'll miss just that one start. He'll throw a bullpen, and then they'll see where they're at. Guys?
All right, Murph, we appreciate that. I don't know if everybody thought the Royals would be as good again after winning the American League pennant as Ruiz hits one back toward the middle for a base hit. But they're 28-16, and that's part of the reason why, the fact that they won the American League pennant, that those guys are leading right now, those Kansas City Royals. I mean, that's pretty incredible right there. Altuve leading at second base. Houston's having a great year. Nelson Cruz over 1.2 million votes as the designated hitter.
You know, Tom, you look at the voting, and at first and second base, they don't have guys at the top, but they have guys in second as well. So Kansas City's fans obviously doing a very good job getting their guys' names on the All-Star ballot as well.
Well, with the success they've had, they certainly have drawn well. They can promote it more. There's no voting going on in the ballparks anymore. It's all online, but they can certainly promote it more. A 1 pitch to Hernandez, and he slaps it the other way. That'll drop for a hit. So that means the tying run is coming to the plate. Cesar Hernandez.
Murph, keep on talking about the.
Really?
See, we didn't have to look very far. We just had to talk to you, and you started getting the hits out there.
You know what? It was on the next page of the notebook. Who knew?
Way to dust it off.
I'll keep it on my lap here.
So they said Cueto might only miss one start?
Well, yeah, he may miss he skipped his start on Sunday after feeling that tightness. So I guess he's going to throw a bullpen tomorrow and see how he feels. And then if he feels okay, they'll slot him back into the rotation.
Well, we're probably talking about 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Well, Jacob deGrom's night is done. The fans react to the signal to the bullpen by Terry Collins. The young right-hander was at times very dominant here tonight. He goes 7 1/3. The tying run is coming to the plate. He's responsible for the 2 base runners. A pitching change for New York. Robles coming in. We'll be back after this. Phillies take on the Colorado Rockies. 3-game series. It begins Friday at 7:05. It's Comcast Fanatic About Reading Night. Fanatic Children's Book for fans 14 and under. Then Wistar Institute Melanoma Awareness Day on Sunday, presented by Independence Blue Cross and Citizens Bank. A free bucket hat for fans 14 and under. Tickets can be purchased for the 3-game series by going to Phillies.com. Well, here in the top of the 8th inning, there are 2 on for the Phils with 1 man down. Jacob deGrom goes 7 1/3. He allowed 6 hits, struck out 9. Hansel Robles is going to be the new pitcher, facing the left-hander Ben Revere. Robles this year has allowed just 1 hit to lefties, and he has struck out 6. See his numbers overall. It's got to be his changeup as to the reason why Terry Collins brings him in to face the lefty Revere.
He kind of slings it a little bit as well. He gets underneath it.
That one is whacked toward the alley in right center field, and Ben Revere has one going to the wall. 1 run is going to score. Here comes Hernandez right on the heels of Ruiz. On his way to third is Revere, and he's there sliding. It's a 3-2 ball game. 4th triple of the season for Ben Revere, and it's his 2nd hit of the night. The Phillies finally have some offense rolling.
I like this right here. It's a fastball up in the zone, very aggressive. Gets out there and drives it to right center, and once that gets past both outfielders, pretty easy triple. Oh, by the way, Chooch going on with a no ball 2-strike hit too. And Ben kicking it in, coming around second base. Breaks it down nice easily.
Almost fell off the bag. Well, now Galvis with the infield in and 1 man down. Freddie fouls it back. It's 0-1. 98 on that fastball from Robles. And he pulls that one past the diving Murphy into center field. The Phils have tied the ball game up. Freddie Galvis, an RBI single. It's a 3-3 game.
Collins coming back out again.
He sure is. Well, he decided to go with the right-hander to face the lefty Revere, the switch-hitting Galvis, and now he's going to go strictly lefty on lefty with Chase Utley coming up. Well, how about this? This turn of events for the Phils, fueled by Ben Revere's 2-run triple, and it's followed by the base hit for Freddie Galvis. We're even at 3. We'll be back after this. He was lifted after 7 1/3. You see him douse some water onto the floor of the dugout. He will get a no decision in tonight's ball game because Hansel Robles just gave up back-to-back hits to bring home 3, I should say. And the Phillies have tied it up here in the top of the 8th inning. 1 man down. Alex Torres will be the new pitcher to face Chase Utley. Torres, 2.12 ERA. And you see that he has been pretty successful. 17 innings, 22 strikeouts. He has walked 11, though.
Yeah, we've seen him 3 times so far, and each time we've seen him, he's had a hard time finding the strike zone, or at least getting ahead of the hitters.
I really hate you so much.
Well, Chase is 1 for 3.
You should bring in me, because he owns you. Suck, Jake. Suck.
Toss over to first. Galvis gets back. Galvis is 5 for 5 with stolen bases. See Chase's numbers against left-handers. Like a lot of his game, it's improved. 4 hits in his last 9 at-bats. Way upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Now, base hit to right field. The Phillies should get first and third. Granderson's really deep in right field. I guess that's pretty much the way he plays.
Yeah, he always plays deep in right field. Any ball hit to Garris's left, you should be able to go first or third.
Utley pulls it toward right field and drops for a base hit. Galvis around second, heading toward third. Granderson's throw will go to second base, and the Phils have first and third with still 1 man down.
Nice call, Tom.
I think Murph should keep that page of the notebook open for the rest of the season. Murph, get it laminated or something.
So Murph, they say how many pitches Cueto was going to throw?
Yeah, we probably should keep talking about that, right?
Dan Worthen out to the mound to talk to Torres.
I like this nice short swing, something that we've seen over the last couple of weeks. And I like the aggressiveness by Freddie Galvis going to third base. Tom, you mentioned how deep Granderson plays in right field. You should never be able to go first and third on a ball hit in right field like that and not come up and actually at least challenge the guy at third base. Just playing way too deep, way too deep.
Well, I don't know if you glance to it, Utley was peeking at Galvis to make sure he was going, because I think in Chase's mind he was ready to go to second if the throw did head over to third.
Well, and I also like the fact that Freddie Galvis took the decision on his own. He didn't rely on Pete to help him at third base. He put his head down knowing the ball wasn't hit very hard. Got to be aggressive.
So first and third, 1 man down. Here's Ryan Howard. Howard had a sac fly in yesterday's ball game. That was in the 5th inning. Infield is back, hoping to turn 2. Howard, an aggressive swing and a high fastball. It's 0-1. Nine hits now for the Phils. 5 of those have come in this inning. Good take. 1-1. Ball, 2 strikes.
Find a way to put this ball in play right here.
Yeah. Get that run home from third. Howard takes a ball and strike 3. Well, it looked like a pretty good pitch from up here.
Sets up fastball inside, and he actually threw it. Pretty much split the middle of the plate, knee high. See right here. It comes back over outer half. Almost looks like Ryan was sitting on an off-speed pitch.
Well, Terry Collins is out to get Alex Torres. His evening is complete. He allowed 1 hit, got 1 out, and now they'll bring in another right-hander to face Maikel Franco. So another pitching change for the Mets. Jacob deGrom was the first one lifted. Then Robles, now Torres. We'll be back after this. WPHT Vintage Phillies bobblehead will be given out to all fans on Tuesday, June 2nd. Night game. Phillies will face the Cincinnati Reds. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. There's a look at the bobblehead, the vintage bobblehead. All right, top of the 8th inning, 2 outs. 4 pitchers used in this inning for the Mets. The Phillies have scored 3 runs. They've tied it up at 3. And now, Maikel Franco will be up with runners on first and third. Galvis is over at third. Utley's over at first. And Carlos Torres is the new pitcher. Inside, 1-0. Torres, 3.26 earned run average.
Franco has hit the ball very hard tonight on 2 occasions and nothing to show for it.
That one's pulled toward the hole. Base hit into left field. Freddie Galvis will score, and the Phillies have taken the lead here in the top of the 8th inning. An RBI single by Maikel Franco. It's a 4-3 ball game. That's why the Phillies have not had an inning like this in quite some time.
Fun to watch. Nice seeing these clutch hits coming in. Lefties, righties, having some good at bats. Franco gets a fastball up in the zone. Another good at bat, 3 in a row. Freddie Galvis likes it coming home. Make sure he touches home plate.
There's been a lot of that going around where we're wondering if guys hitting bags, hitting plates. Well, now Sizemore, 9th man to come to the plate in this inning. Sizemore ended an 0 for 13 stretch back in the 5th with a single. Franco's single just ended an 0 for 12 stretch. No balls, 1 strike to Grady. That's a pitcher's pitch right there. He got it toward the outer edge of the plate. Maybe just rolled that one over to second base if he had tried to hit it, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's not a pitch he wants to hit. Now you might see them go just a little farther.
Boy, how about the clutch hits in this inning? Revere,
0-2.
Galvis, Franco. You could even go back to Ruiz, and then Cesar Hernandez as a pinch hitter.
kind of a dangerous pitch right there thrown to a left-hander. His slider right now is backing up a little bit. He wants it inside, but even though Grady Sizemore does not have a home run yet this year, if you make a mistake, it will be a 3-run homer.
2-2 pitch to him.
Guess he didn't like that scuff in the ball.
I guess not. We've had this conversation so much this year. Back in the day, pitchers used to love the scuff. Back toward the middle, and Torres grabs it. And the inning is over. But what an inning it was for the Phils. They bat around. They score 4 runs against a handful of Mets pitchers. All right, how did it all start? We started with the Major League Notebook. Somewhere there was a little luck in that notebook. Ben Revere's triple scored 2. Freddie Galvis scored 1. Chase Utley then reached base. And then the base hit by Franco gave the Phils the lead. Great recap of what the Phillies did in their half of the 8th inning, and now they'll hope that they can also talk about what Ken Giles and Jonathan Papelbon will do in the bottom of the 8th and the bottom of the 9th inning. It's coming up right after the ball game. Speaking of Ken Giles, there he is. Giles will face Lucas Duda to start things off. Duda's 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. First pitch, a slider inside and low. Hits the dirt, 1-0. Jeff Francoeur is in the ball game as part of a double switch. So Francoeur will bat 9th. He's due up 3rd. And Giles bats in Grady Sizemore's spot. Fastball away, 1-1. Or 2-0, I should say. Usually when Giles is in this point, he'll start to throw some sliders to get his motion down pat. He's already thrown 1 slider in the dirt, but those 2 fastballs were up. And he's behind 3 balls and no strikes. 96 on that fastball. Remember, we saw Giles in Washington this past weekend where he had the the cut on his thumb that was bleeding. I was talking to him about it yesterday, and he said that it's from when he throws a slider. I guess he throws it so hard that the nail clips the thumb as he goes through. He said it's fine. So is there anything you could do? He said, nope. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fouls it away. And Bob McClure brought up a good point. He said, you know, if we tinker with anything at all, it may change the slider. I think Larry Anderson asked Bob McClure, could you cut the nail down? And Bob said, well, then that area of your finger is going to start to get irritated. 3-2 pitch. Inside. So they walk the leadoff man. Here comes Daniel Murphy with nobody out in the bottom of the 8th inning. That ball is pulled down the right field line. It's a fair ball going to the corner. Duda does not run all that well, but he's going to get to at least third. Frank Force stumbles, and they put the stop sign up. And the Mets now have runners on second and third with nobody out.
Murphy very aggressive first pitch. It's a fastball inside. Very short swing. Stays down the right field line. And luckily, Duda is running the bases because that ball gets away from French and he slips a little bit.
Bob McClure going out to the mound. Matt, would you walk to Dyer here to load up the bases?
Dyer's had a pretty good night, couple of knocks. The only reason why you do it is because of the force play at home plate.
Right.
But either way, you're going to have the infield in now, or you're going to have the infield in next hitter.
So Papelbon starting to loosen. We haven't seen him pitch more than an inning to close out a game this year. He doesn't do it all that often, or hasn't done it all that often as a Phil.
I'm just going to find it interesting to see how the defensive lineman is. They get a conceded run at third base. You play the infield in. You get one of those little Texas Lakers over your head. Next thing you know, you're down by 1.
Kadire 2 for 3, couple RBIs.
Infield's going to play double play depth, knowing that Duda will only go on maybe a chopper or a ball through the infield.
A high slider swung on and missed. It's 0-1.
But I watched Duda's secondary lead. He's not going on contact.
Another good slider. Actually, that one was better than the first one. Capitalizing on somewhat of an antsy hitter at this point.
Very good slider down in the zone. Drop bottom drops out of it.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Kadire. Up high, tried another slider. That one stayed up. The combination of Giles and Papelbon has really been so good for the Phillies this year, even at the end of last year, dominant. Let's see if they can be dominant again.
Elevated fastball.
4 straight sliders.
Got to change the eyes now. You got to go with a high fastball.
Maybe 5 straight sliders.
6.
You've got to be careful with a couple of those. They're up a little bit. Hittable.
This is a slider. This kind of slides a little bit. But you're right. You have to be careful because you've been in the same area. Unless you can drop them low in the dirt.
Well, there's that fastball up at 97. It's 2-2. Toyota Major League scoreboard. The Nationals and the Cubs have tied up at 2. Chris Bryant, his 2nd straight day where he's hit a home run. He's now at 7. I guess it wasn't too early to bring him up.
Might have been too late for him.
Yeah.
He might have 20 by now.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Maybe that's the reason why he's been throwing a lot of sliders.
Duda's at 3rd. Murphy's at 2nd. Flores on deck. And Kadire is the problem right now for Ken Giles. With the Phillies down 3-0 for most of this game. Scored 4 in the 8th. Lead it by 1. Got him. 97 on a high fastball. 1 out here in the 8th.
Good fastball, borderline. But Kadire is kind of in that mode of sitting on slider trying to foul him off. His foot's almost still in the air by the time he swings. That's why that good high elevated fastball is hard to lay off because you're protected on the slider.
Well, here's Flores now. Same alignment for the defense. Darryl Siciliani is in the on-deck circle as a pinch hitter. Upstairs, 1-0.
Now this chance is a pretty good chance that Duda's going to be going on contact. Anything on the ground, he's going.
Inside, and now it's 2-1. He got the location when he needed it against Kadire. Let's see if he can do the same here with Wilmer Flores. See the alignment of the left side of the infield with Duda at 3rd and Murphy at 2nd.
I honestly think that they're not too worried if they walk him right now.
Because then you have double play depth,
well, you have
or double play opportunity.
Yeah, double play opportunity.
Well, he chased.
For some reason, those pitches up there look so good. And you think that one time you connect, you're going to absolutely crush it. 9 out of 10 times you're going to do that. The other one time is going to be a pop-up to the catcher.
3-2 pitch. Stays alive, fouls back the slider. Well, Papelbon should be ready in the pen if you decide to go with him. Doesn't take him too long to loosen up. Three-two pitch coming to Flores. And a liner out towards center field. Herrera coming on. He makes the catch. Tagging from third is Duda. The throw to the plate is cut off. And we're tied up at 4. Flores was the hero in last night's ball game, and now he evens this game up at 4 here in the bottom of the 8th. And Siciliani will pinch hit for the Mets.
Well, it's a good adjustment from the pitch before. It shortens up. He gets the fastball down the zone and hits the big part of the field to get a sac fly.
So a 4-4 game here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Murphy tagged and went to third. Flores now with 4 RBIs in the last 2 games. Maurice Familia, who will come on and pitch the top of the 9th inning one way or another. Off the end of the bat, up the third base line. Franco's throw is in time. What a play by Michael Franco. With the go-ahead run at third, he bare hands and fires off balance in time to get Siciliani. And the side is retired. Yep, the Mets do draw even, but this is a wonderful play to keep it at 4-4. Got it there just in time, and we'll head to the 9th inning. Well, take a look at this play again. This is unbelievable for Frank. Look where he's playing, Matt.
It is. What I like about it is off balance right here and the strong throw he makes. And also a very nice celebration at the very end of it. But, I mean, full speed, strong throw right on the money. Very nice play.
Well, here is Familia, who comes on at the top of the 9th inning to pitch for the Mets. 1.69 ERA, 26 strikeouts, and 21 1/3. And he'll face the bottom of the order, which includes Jeff Francoeur, who's batting 9th now for the Phils. Benny Munoz comes on to play third base for New York.
And, you know, we talked about Amelia last night in the game pitching. Said how important it was to take some pitches to make him throw some. He threw 22 pitches last night.
Yeah, he did.
You know, so that's the reason why. Everything has a purpose, a reason why you take strikes in a game that's, you know, you're trying to chase the closure by 3 runs. Everything's important. It all works out for the series.
Well, here is Herrera to start things off. He's 0 for 3. Odubel's average has dropped down to 251. Familia yesterday hit 100 on a couple of his pitches. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That last pitch he just threw was a quick pitch. Doesn't allow the hitters to get a chance to get set.
Colpa and Odubel Herrera call that pitch outside, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. And ball 4. Boy, the Phillies needed a base runner, and they got it. Herrera is aboard with a leadoff walk. Ruiz coming up. Francoeur on deck. Manage along here, Matt. What are you thinking?
Oh, you have to bunt. Now, he's not the easiest guy to bunt against.
Janmar Gomez loosening up in the bullpen. Runner goes, pitch is swung on and foul tip. The throw to second base is in time. Oh, man. I don't know if Herrera thinks he's safe or not. Ryan Sandberg's coming up out of the dugout. Herrera is going to stay at second base. And he's out.
A little hit and run, 2-seam fastball down the zone. Throws right on the money. You take him in the head.
It's a good shot right there.
Yep.
So 0-1 with 1 out here in the top of the 9th inning. I mentioned earlier that Plawecki has not been very good throwing. But that time he shortened up his release. It also helps that the pitcher throws 100.
I actually thought Herrera was going to be able to steal the base because I was watching him. He had actually had a pretty good jump.
I thought he did too. I agree. Back toward the middle, and it sneaks into center field, a base hit. With one out, a single for Ruiz. That's his second hit of the night. And now Jeff Francoeur. Francoeur's numbers: 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in. That's 11 hits now for the Phillies here tonight.
Interesting to see how they changed. They weren't holding Chuchi on at first base the first 2 pitches. Now they are.
Francoeur timed that one and fouled it back. De Carlos has a very short lead over at first.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out why they would play in front of him as well. The first 2 pitches. Duda wasn't even facing the pitcher. He was actually facing home plate. So if Familia would have threw over, that would have been a balk. Because you're not holding them on.
That one is back up above our heads.
Yeah, I could be wrong in that ruling, but...
Well, no, the fielder has to show that he's holding the runner on. Now, the Mets over the years, the start of Bobby Valentine, they'd be off, first game would be off, and then he'd come back.
Right.
I think it's up to the umpire's discretion how far Duda's off the bag before he would call something like that. No balls, 2 strikes to Francoeur. And he pulls that one to third. Smothered by Munoz. There's 1, 2. Carlos took out Murphy as best he could. It's a 5-4-3 double play. Side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Tied up at 4.
Thing. Franco facing Torres, come up with a big knock to left field. Freddie Galvis score. Made it 4-3. But the bottom of the inning, that guy again, Flores comes up, ties the game up 4-4. That's where we're standing going into the bottom of the 9th. That's why deliveries of the game brought to you by WB Mason.
And the bottom of the 9th will feature Genmar Gomez, who did pitch in yesterday's ball game. And he will face Kevin Plawecki, Danny Munoz, and in the top of the order for the Mets. 9 strikeouts and 19 in the 3rd. Gomez in yesterday's ball game threw 22 pitches. 8th the day before. So this is 3 straight days for Gomez. Freitas is not available tonight. At least we don't anticipate that he's available tonight, because he threw 18, 8, 12, and actually worked 4 straight days. Now, they weren't sure about Diekman, although Diekman's thrown the last couple of days. He usually can bounce back. He's 2 for 3. Outside, just by a margin.
Yeah, and the amount that Gomez's ball moves, Chooch has to say stay with that ball. Don't give up on it early for the umpire.
Gotten to that same spot, close to it, with all 3 pitches. First one was called a strike, last 2 not so much. Chopper over to third. Backing up on it is Franco. Plenty of arm to still throw him out. And 1 guard here in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Danny Munoz now is the batter. Up for the first time. He's one of a couple of guys trying to fill in at third base for the injured David Wright. Mets don't know when Wright will be back. First it was a hamstring, now it's a back problem. 1 ball, no strikes. Phillies will have the top of the order in the top of the 10th inning, and there's nobody warming up in the Mets bullpen. So even though Familia threw 20 yesterday, looks like he's going to pitch the top of the 10th if there is a top of the 10th. Good pitches right there by Gomez. Well, you said movement, Matt. He does have some movement here tonight.
It's unbelievable. That's what we saw in spring training. And throughout the year, he's pitched well this year.
Throws a changeup, and now it's 2-2. Got him. 2 outs. A couple big time pitches there by Gomez. 2 outs, and now top of the order Curtis Granderson's coming up.
It's just a very nice front door sinker right here. Kind of freezes you right here, and you can see the front hip flying open, trying to get to the ball.
Granderson is 1 hit tonight. He's been on base twice. A walk in the 3rd. Phillies will have the top of the order in the top of the 10th inning. Revere, Galvis, Utley. And it looks like against Familia, as long as Gomez can get this out here. Bit low, and it's 2-1. Playable for Francoeur. He waits, and we're going extra innings. A 1-2-3 ninth inning for Genmar Gomez. Nothing across for the Mets to the top of the 10th, where Ben Revere will try to get things started for the Phillies. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Phillies haven't played a whole lot of extra inning games, nor have the Mets. Phillies are 1-1. The Mets are 1-0. I think last year at this point we were cruising. One extra inning game after another.
Back-to-back 15-inning games.
Yeah.
At home.
Well, Ben Revere will lead it off. It will be Familia who will continue after 14 pitches in the 9th inning. Revere had a 2-run triple in the Phils' 4-run 8th inning. Takes a fastball. It's 0-1. Down the left field line, out of play. It's 1-2. Well, Murph mentioned it before, the anniversary of Wilson Valdez pitching in the 19th inning. Who do you got, Murph? Who are you going to throw out there to fire in the as the game moves on?
If we go 19, we may need Matt to warm up again.
Ricky Bonas, the bullpen coach for the Mets, looks like he's ready to play a little flag football out there. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Revere, and he pulls it. Backhanded by Murphy. 1 away. And now Galvis, who singled his last time up, 1 for 4. does not have the same velocity as yesterday, but he's still at 96, 97.
Yeah, and you can see the defensive alignment. Usually your first baseman is guarding the line, but in this case it must not feel like Freddie Galvis can get the barrel out early enough to pull the ball down the line. Granderson's still playing deep in right field.
Yeah, I think he's too deep, but I think that's good for the Phillies.
And I think it's good that actually the left fielder and center fielder are playing normal depth.
The ball's 2 strikes to Galvis. Inside. Swing and a miss. And Galvis is thrown out by the catcher. 2 outs. Well, we flash back. Murph talked about it before. Wilson Valdez got Joey Votto on a high fly ball. Michael Martinez makes the catch. Scott Rowland hit by the pitch. It happens. Jay Bruce a little too aggressive. Martinez again. And then Fisher, he wasn't happy about that. He's the other pitcher. Fisher tuckered out in that ball game. First money's on you, Matt. See if you can do the same thing. Utley's got a couple hits tonight. He takes a little high. It's 1-0. Nice time to visit Utley's corner, wouldn't it?
Oh, great call. It's probably Familia's last hitter, you would think.
There is bullpen action. Three balls, 1 strike to Chase. Ryan Howard's on deck. They have a lefty and a righty warming up in the bullpen. The Mets do. And now a meeting on the mound. Leathersich is the lefty. Goodell. Actually, it might be Gil Martin, the lefty. It is Goodell and Leathersich, not Gil Martin. Larry Boa. And now the 3-1 pitch coming to Chase. Low ball 4. He's aboard for Ryan Howard. Well, no movement from Terry Collins, so this is going to be Familia's batter. Plawecki's going to buy some time. Meanwhile, for the Phillies in their bullpen, you know, they have Gomez pitching now. They have Araujo available. I can't imagine DeFreitas and Diekman are available. They got Papelbon too. So Gomez is kind of long man number 1. Araujo can be used as long man number 2 if need be.
Diekman might be able to use for 1 hitter.
Maybe 1.
Yeah. Although he's pretty good pitch count, 17 and 8 the last couple of nights.
But as we mentioned, he does like to work.
Yeah.
His arm kind of bounces back. Overshift is on. Munoz, the third baseman, way out in shallow right field. Howard takes in the dirt. Good job by Plawecki. Dropped one in there on him. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Or 1 ball, 1 strike, excuse me. Utley not a big lead off first. Good hold, same pitch, and he held up on it that time. It's 2-1.
If you thought Curtis Granderson was playing deep before.
Yeah, he's visiting the bullpen at this point.
Yeah, I mean, any ball hit over his head is second deck.
Better breaking ball there. It's 2-2. Well, it's been a diet of breaking pitches for Howard in this at bat. Quick toss over to first. He's not going anywhere at this point with the count 2 balls, 2 strikes. He does go. Pitch is swung on and missed, and the side is retired. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Familia. He throws 32 pitches over 2 innings. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Lagares will lead things off. I'll leave it at 4. Special group opportunities, including discounts, theme nights, party areas, and much more. No matter what size group, there are always benefits and special options. For more information, check out Phillies.com/group tickets. Home half of the 10th inning. We're tied at 4. Juan Lagares will lead things off against Yanmar Gomez. Lagares been on base twice. He's 0 for 3. Aggressive, and they throw him a slider. It's 0-1. See if Gomez can duplicate what he did in the 9th inning, when he Was able to retire the side in order. They do have Araujo warming up in the bullpen. That may be for Duda. It'll be Duda and Murphy after Lagares. There's Araujo. Back toward the middle of base hit. So the winning run is aboard for the Mets here in the bottom of the 10th inning. I believe he's going to have to do a double switch here, which means Ruff is probably going to come in to play first base for Howard. He's up at the top step. Lineup card is in his hand, so here he goes to the home plate umpire, Ron Culpa. They have to bring in the left-hander Araujo, and he's going to have to be a long man. So that's why you need a double switch here. And Ruff will commit, even though you hate taking Howard's bat out of the lineup at this point. So a pitching change. Jemar Gomez goes 1+. He allows 1 hit. He is responsible for the base runner over at first. We'll be back right after this. First baseman as well. And the double switch, Darren Ruff, who will now bat second if we get to the top of the 11th inning. Araujo, 8th ball game, 1-1, a 4.26 earned run average through 6 pitches in yesterday's game. And he's on to face Lucas Duda. Now lefties in a small sample size are hitting .375 against him. Duda does have an RBI single. He also walked. He's 1 for 3. Inside, 1-0. You do run the risk with the inexperienced Araujo, where he could be a little wild in this sort of tense spot. Look at those numbers against lefties, Matt. .391.
Duda has a somewhat of a quiet hitting stance. He does have that leg kick, but he starts it so early that he can recognize off-speed pitch and fastballs, because the big man has very quick hands. Inside, they do check. No swing. It's 3-0.
Well, is the big man taken here 3-0?
No chance.
That'd be a terrible manager.
And I say that because they've swung at 3-0 pitches twice.
You're right. Yep, you're right. Looks like he did have the green light, but he took it. It's 3-1.
You got to look one spot. His strength is inner half. I always liked swinging 3-0 because you either try to hit as far as you can, close to the foul pole in right field.
Lagares leads off first. There goes Rod Pope's invitation, any kind of Christmas dinner. He's had a good strike zone tonight. It might have been a little wide from time to time, but he's been pretty consistent behind the plate.
See where Chooch's glove is on the corner? No, really, I mean, it's maybe a little low, but it's where it crosses the plate, Tom.
Inside, ball 4. And that'll put runners on first and second. So the winning run is now in scoring position. And now Daniel Murphy is the batter. Chase Utley, Freddie Galvis in to interpret for Araujo. Phillies in the infield at double play depth with nobody out. Actually, Galvis may be a step behind double play depth at this point. Murphy is up and they turn back. Now Murphy squared late because he's not bunting.
No.
At least I don't think he is. But
well, you wouldn't think he is.
Although you do have Kadire on deck, but you'd walk in.
Walk in to get the Flores.
Yeah, he's. All right, well, that's kind of funny that he's showing bunt after he turns. Runners take their lead. And Murphy pulls it foul. Well, I guess he guessed the right spot on that one. Was a little too quick, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Mets are 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Watch this pitch.
Front door curveball that stays inside. Crushes it foul.
Phillies would love a double play here. 5 double play ground balls for Daniel Murphy. Araujo has runners on first and second. And the 1-2 pitch coming to Murphy. Inside 2-2. Terry Collins watched his bullpen implode earlier. Ryan Sandberg has used his bullpen a lot recently. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Murphy. And he chops it foul off his foot. he swung late at that one and got a piece of it. Scared the heck out of the two guys behind home plate.
It almost actually hit Murphy in the thumbs. Way inside, and the two guys back, or one guy forgot the screen was there.
Once again, the 2-2 pitch. Chopper right side. Utley's got it. Flips to second for one. Over to first in time. A 4-6-3 double play. Oh, that is a huge double play. The 6th one this season that Murphy's drowned it into.
Good battle going on. Nice fastball away. Smothers it and hits an easy 6-4-3 double play. Or, I'm sorry, 4-6-3. Perfect feed. Got rid of it quick. Good timing.
Yeah, Galvis went right after the base runner. Usually it's the base runner going right after the infielder, but he went right after him, getting that throw over. So now with the runner at third, Kadyr's up. He takes in the dirt. Good job by Ruiz with the runner at third. The winning run. 1 ball, no strikes. One. Kadir had a 2-run single in the third. Ryan Sandberg decided to go after him here with a count 2 balls and 1 strike. He's got a runner over at third base with 2 men down. Can't imagine he's going to get anything good to hit here.
No, you wouldn't think. I mean, he's probably getting off-speed pitch. Kadir starting to swing the bat pretty well. Then again, the guy on deck swinging the bat well. Does well.
Way outside, ball 4. Well, here's Flores yesterday. Or here's Flores coming to the plate, and yesterday his 3-run home run was the difference in the game.
Yeah, they came across to Freitas, a fastball out over the plate. Oh, hit the left field, and he knew it. But it's skipping to first base.
I don't know how he knew it. I really didn't know if that ball was going to leave the yard or not. But he hit it, so he probably felt it. All right, Ryan Sandberg out to the mound to chat with everybody, including Araujo. What is the thought here? Do you want to face Mayberry instead of Flores?
No, I'm thinking they're talking about defensive lineman for a stolen base.
Okay.
Who's holding? Nobody's covering. We're not throwing through.
Right, they're going to let him go.
Yeah, you let him go.
Because that run does not matter at all at first base.
Darren might play him behind first base.
Would you want to face a guy that's been in the game or a guy that hasn't been in the game here? Does it matter in your mind?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, it seems like right now that they actually want Kadir to steal second base because it seems like they're going to probably end up walking Flores to get to Mayberry. They're pushing him way back. They want him to go.
They move Ruff way back at first. Galvis is on the edge of the outfield grass at shortstop. Kadir goes upstairs, 1-0. And a line drive base hit it to left center field, and the Mets will win the ball game here in the bottom of the 10th inning. They win it 5-4. They choose to pitch to Flores, and he comes through for a second consecutive day as the Mets have won the first 2 games of the